Likutei Halachos, Birkas HaShachar, the laws of blessings in the morning. This is chapter 3. Rabbi Nosson here is explaining this concept that we began yesterday with, called Heichal HaTmuros. This is a concept based on Rabbi Nachman's story, which is based on a Kabbalistic idea that exchanged prince and the son of the handmaiden are exchanged for each other. And that's how the story begins, with the Ben Havshifcha, the son of the handmaiden, ruling over, in a cruel fashion, the true king's son, the true prince, who then is driven into exile. This mechanism of flipping a person from their correct position in the world to a far inferior one is relevant to the Galus of Klal Yisrael in general, explains Rav Nosson. That in this world, the competitors of Klal Yisrael, i.e. Yishmael and Esav, have succeeded during the times of Galus to flip the souls in such a manner that we are sadly subjugated to them and are viewed as their avadim, and viewed as their slaves. And that's, of course, very much in evidence today, especially in America. American Jews have been subjected to a culture which takes them very, very far away from their identity as Jews and puts them to the service of a culture or community that believes that it has right and power to dominate the world. But the truth is, the Malchus belongs to Hashem and therefore belongs to Klal Yisrael. We experienced that, as Rav Nosson said, for a period of time during the Malchus of David and Shlomo, when the world was meshubad to us. And we do have that Kabbalah that as we reach times of Mashiach, the Jewish people, and this I heard from Rabbi Elazar Mordechai Koenig, the Tzaddik Livracha, as the pasuk says, there are plenty of nations that will be available to assist the Jewish people with their material needs, so that we can do what we were destined to do, be the son Bnei HaMelech, who are praising Hashem through our learning, through our kiyum mitzvos, through our davening, and through our wonderful example, and helping others and guiding others as teachers and as spiritual guides and as scholars in our own right. This is the true Jewish neshama. And based on this, Rav Nosson says you can view any Jew in the Galus per se, who has gone far, far from his identity as a Jew, as kind of having been flipped through this Heichal HaTmuros, this chamber of exchanging souls, which only became possible at the moment of the Chet of Adam Harishon, in which his soul, his original soul, was demoted to a lower level. And this is the work, of course, of the Satan. And therefore, maybe perhaps this gives us a very interesting approach at looking at American Jews, particularly today, who are very, very prominent in America in positions of power, and yet seem to be working at cross purposes to Hashem's will, to Torah mitzvos, by supporting such things as abortion, gender confusion, and promotion of homosexuality, and promotion of anti-Israel policies, such as supporting the haters and those who seek to destroy Israel, Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, etc., and trying to be supportive, Palestinians in particular, supporting their cause against the interests of Malchus Yisrael and Torah's Hashem, B'Torah's Yisrael. So look at them differently. Don't look at them as evil. Look at them as being in a soul prison in which they cannot escape without special divine assistance and will. And it's a rachmanis, but this is what has happened to them. And their vast energies and abilities and their talents and their intellectual capacities and other capacities have been co-opted by the Satan to be used for his purposes, and thereby turning the Jewish souls into his personal slaves. This is what's going on. We have to daven that they be liberated, that they are released from this this nightmarish prison, much like you would view a Jew who was not knowledgeable of Torah, was captured by a cult and indoctrinated. There's no difference between that and the secularized Jews of America today, who are very proud in being Jewish in name only, but do not work for causes that are promoting the security of their fellow Jews, not in Eretz Yisrael and not elsewhere, and certainly not for Torah Yisrael and Malchus Yisrael. So that is a very positive insight that comes out of this halacha, and the Rav Nosson will develop this theme a little further, but just be aware that this is a Kabbalistic idea, and again, it originates in the sin of Adam Harishon and Chava, with the mixture of Tovara, Eitz Hadas Tovara, which facilitates the ability, Nebuch, due to our avonos, of souls being taken to what's called as their shukos, betikla, beklipas, noga, hametgalgalim, begilgula. That's a Kabbalistic idea that they are like the la tacherev mitapeches, like the circular sword that keeps Adam out of Gan Eden. So too, this storm, as it were, of bilbulim of tov v'ra, captures Jewish souls and subjugates them, and requires gilgulim many times that they be returned to this world to rectify various things that were the nebuch, the end result of a whirling sword of assimilation and distance and a sense of being captured by the forces of Galus. We should see that end through Mashiach Tzidkenu, who will be able to end that trance, that fake reality of the Ben Shifcha who wishes to rule over the Ben Melech. And then Jews will snap back to their senses, their reality, and understand who they are and what they are, and graciously and swiftly return to the fold of the true Bnei Melachim, the Ovdei Hashem of Klal Yisrael.